Chosen one, stand still for a moment and feel the atmosphere around you crackling with possibility. You have sensed it for days, perhaps weeks, this subtle yet unshakable conviction that your financial breakthrough is no longer a distant hope, but a present reality. Let every doubt and fear yield to the truth that is coursing through your spirit. This is your appointed time. The seasons of struggle, of striving, of trying to make ends meet by your own limited power are yielding to a new season marked by divine multiplication and effortless provision. No, this is not hyperbole or empty motivational talk. It is the echo of a promise that has been resounding throughout eternity, waiting for you to stand up and claim it as your own. Look back over the tapestry of your life for a moment. Every high, every low, every moment when you believed you could not endure another day, they have all converged to bring you to this crossroads of destiny. When it seemed as though your prayers for financial relief were lost in the void, something greater was quietly taking shape behind the scenes. The tears you shed were watering the seeds of breakthrough. The frustration you felt was driving you to a deeper well of faith. If you ever questioned whether you were truly chosen for something remarkable, take this as your confirmation. You were never overlooked. You were being prepared. If this resonates in your heart, if it sparks even a flicker of yes deep in your soul, then make a declaration of faith in this very moment. Type 777 in the comments below, not as a casual act, but as a bold public statement of alignment with what is unfolding. You are, in essence, saying, I believe. I step out of my comfort zone, out of my old ways of thinking, and into the miraculous financial breakthrough that is upon me right now. Do not underestimate the power of this act. In the realm of faith, even a small gesture can unleash a flood of supernatural change. Chosen one, consider the times you felt on the verge of giving up. Those moments were not the end. They were the crucible refining your resilience, forging a character that can now handle the magnitude of the blessing that is descending upon your life. The reason this breakthrough did not manifest sooner is not a sign of neglect, but a testimony to perfect timing. Think of gold being purified in the fire. It emerges without blemish, shining more brilliantly than before. Your hardships have done the same for you, ensuring that when this financial breakthrough lands, it does not corrupt but elevates, does not scatter you but gathers everything you have learned and empowers you to soar. Perhaps you have found yourself in a cycle of asking, when will it be my turn? That question is evaporating in the light of this revelation. Your turn is now. You are not waiting on destiny. Destiny has been waiting on you. Waiting for you to shake off the shackles of limited vision, for you to dare to believe that you were crafted for more than just survival. You were meant to walk in overflow, to be a living example of what happens when faith collides with divine. Stand tall, shake off the dust of past disappointments and let your spirit rise to meet this new horizon. If you feel that stirring, if you want to seal your agreement with the timing of your breakthrough, type 777 again. Each time you do, imagine taking one more step toward the door that has already been flung wide open for you. You are not forcing it, it is already there, beckoning you to pass through. In the same way that a shepherd calls his sheep and they follow, your spirit is being called to follow the sound of abundance. The voice that says, come, partake in what has been reserved for you since the foundations of the world. Chosen one, let us talk about the financial release that is enveloping your life right now. You might look at your bank account, your income, all the bills piling up, and wonder how these words could possibly hold true. But faith has never required the evidence of the senses. Faith calls into existence what is not yet visible, speaking life into seemingly dead situations. In the same way a farmer sows seeds in faith before seeing any sign of growth, You are sowing the seed of your belief in this very moment. The difference is that your harvest will come faster than you imagine, because time as you know it bends under the weight of divine intervention. Have you ever witnessed doors that seem to remain locked no matter how persistently you try to open them? Perhaps job applications were ignored, business ideas never got traction, or promised promotions slipped through your fingers. From this day forward, watch as those locked doors start to swing on their hinges. The supernatural flow of favor is like oil, seeping into the most stubborn hinges of your life and causing them to yield. This is not a matter of luck or chance. It is the fruit of alignment. When you decide to walk in harmony with your calling, the path that was once rough becomes smooth, and the obstacles that loomed large become insignificant steps on your way to financial triumph. If your spirit is shouting yes, if you can already envision doors flying open on your behalf, type 777 one more time. Let each repetition be a hammer driving nails into the coffin of every lie that said you would never rise above your circumstances. Those lies are buried now, replaced by the radiant truth that your breakthrough is happening even as these words ignite the fire in your heart. Chosen one, reflect on the nature of a breakthrough. It often arrives at the moment you least expect, after you have exhausted your own strategies and come to the end of your strength. In that humbling space, you discover that your human efforts were never the deciding factor, they were merely the framework upon which miracles could hang. Your tears, your prayers, your perseverance, they have all contributed to this moment, but the miracle itself is fueled by a power greater than your own. This is why, when the financial doors open, it will be clear that no one can take the glory but the divine force that orchestrated it all. Does that reality comfort you? Does it relieve you from the burden of feeling that you must figure out every step on your own? If so, embrace that peace fully. Release the anxiety of trying to plan every detail. Instead, surrender your plans, trusting that you are being guided in ways both subtle and overt. When your phone rings with an unexpected offer, or you stumble upon an investment opportunity that feels tailor-made for you, do not chalk it up to coincidence. Recognize it as a hand-delivered invitation to step further into your financial breakthrough. If your heart is pounding at this thought, type 777 again to lock in your acceptance of that invitation. Each keystroke is your yes, a symbolic handshake with the destiny that has been patiently waiting for your consent. No more second-guessing, no more analyzing how improbable it all seems, just a firm, unwavering declaration that you believe and you are ready to see it manifest in every corner of your life. Chosen one, imagine the ripple effect of this breakthrough. When money ceases to be a blockade, entire new worlds of possibility open up. The dreams you placed on the shelf, the callings you postponed because you couldn't afford it, suddenly come racing back, eager to be fulfilled. You will find yourself thinking not in terms of limitations, but in terms of creative solutions, expansions, and collaboration. You will notice that as soon as you set one venture in motion, another avenue of prosperity presents itself. This is the exponential growth of divine provision, where blessings come in waves, each one stronger than the last. Perhaps the best part of this financial breakthrough is the freedom it brings, not just for you, but for those connected to you. Picture being able to bless family members without hesitation, to support causes that resonate with your heart, or to invest in community projects that uplift the marginalized. This is the definition of living in overflow. Having so much that your giving hand never lacks, and your own life remains bountifully supplied. You become a channel through which abundance flows, and as it flows, it grows, nourished by the seeds of generosity planted daily. At this point, you might feel an urge to question, is this truly for me? Let me affirm, yes, it is for you. You are not excluded from the promise of prosperity. It does not matter your upbringing, your past mistakes, or the years you spent in lack. The moment you align your faith with the truth of a loving, abundant universe, the gates of fortune begin to shift in your favor. So do not sell yourselves short. Do not retreat to the safety of the familiar pain of lack. Dare to believe that every shortfall was a setup for the grand display of providence you are about to experience. Type 777. Yet again, if that assurance resonates, sealing your heart against any residue of doubt. Some might think repeatedly typing 3 digits is insignificant, but faith thrives on gestures that anchor our commitments. Just as ancient patriarchs built altars to mark encounters with the divine, you are leaving a digital marker of the moment your finances pivoted from famine to feast. And remember, each time you do so, you enlarge the space in your spirit for greater blessings, effectively telling the cosmos, I am wide open, pour in until I overflow. Chosen one, let us address the transformations you will undergo as this breakthrough takes hold. First, your mindset will shift from scarcity to abundance. Where you once watched every penny with stress, you will begin to see money as a flowing tool, not a static idol. You will invest in yourself, your education, your personal growth, your well-being, knowing that any outlay multiplies when guided by wisdom. Second, your speech will change. Gone will be the phrases of lack, replaced by declarations of sufficiency. You will speak of opportunities rather than obstacles, of expansion rather than contraction. Third, your relationships will evolve. Some people in your circle will rise with you, inspired by your example of what is possible when faith meets action. Others may distance themselves, uncomfortable with the transformation you have embraced. Let them go with love, understanding that not everyone is ready for this level of liberation. As your financial situation improves, you will also be drawn to new alliances, people who share your vision of prosperity, generosity, and stewardship. These connections will form a support system that sustains you in the long term. If you are at peace with these changes, if you welcome them, type 777 once more. See that as watering the seeds of transformation, ensuring they take deep root in your life. Each act of faith, no matter how small, is a signal that you will no longer be governed by the rules of a world that says only a select few can prosper. You have stepped into a kingdom where unlimited resources abound, and you are learning to navigate it with grace and authority. Chosen one, rest assured that obstacles may still arise. They always do. But from now on, you will face them with the resources, both tangible and intangible, to overcome. Challenges become stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. You will discover, perhaps to your surprise, that what once made you crumble now barely causes a detour. This resilience is a hallmark of someone who has embraced a financial breakthrough mindset. Money woes, job changes, unforeseen expenses, they no longer hold the same power to derail your peace or your purpose. Imagine how this newfound resilience affects your future outlook. Goals that once seemed unrealistic now fall within reach. Vacations, educational pursuits, charitable projects, entrepreneurial endeavors, none are off limits anymore. The horizon of your imagination stretches, and you find yourself dreaming bolder dreams. This, dear one, is what happens when lack ceases to be the lens through which you view life. The entire world feels open, vibrant, and responsive to the touch of your faith-infused actions. Finally, chosen one, let's talk about gratitude. As your financial breakthrough materializes, always circle back to the posture of thankfulness. Gratitude is the posture that keeps the flow of blessing unobstructed. It reminds you that every good and perfect gift has a source beyond yourself, and that humility keeps your heart soft and your hands open. When you wake in the morning, do so with a sense of wonder at the unfolding tapestry of your life. When you rest at night, let your thoughts linger on the extraordinary shift that has happened in your finances and in your soul. If your heart is swelling with gratitude even now, type 777 again. Let each repetition be an anchor that holds you fast in the current of blessing now surging through your life. Watch how your perspective changes day by day, how you handle money differently, how you plan your future with a calm assurance that resources will not be a limiting factor. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is resting in the knowledge that you have partnered with an unstoppable force of good. Chosen one, your financial breakthrough is happening now, no longer a distant possibility, but an immediate unfolding. Embrace it fully, walk in it boldly, and never apologize for the blessings that come your way. Instead, channel them wisely, multiply them with sound judgment, and share them generously to uplift others. In doing so, you become a vital link in a divine chain of abundance, where giving and receiving form a continuous cycle of growth and grace. Chosen one, let this truth sink in deeply. You are worthy of the great turnaround that is now unfolding in your financial landscape. For too long you may have believed that abundance was meant for others, those with better connections, more impressive credentials, or luckier breaks. Today, that lie unravels before your very eyes. You stand at the threshold of a profound move of providence that has no regard for how ordinary or unremarkable your background might appear. This is your inheritance, a birthright woven into the fabric of who you are, patiently waiting for you to awaken to it. It is no accident that you find yourself here reading words that resonate with a part of you that perhaps you have tried to ignore. That part of you that still dares to dream, that insists there must be more than the daily grind of frustration over unpaid bills and unfulfilled desires. In this very hour, that sleeping giant within has stirred, and it will not settle for complacency any longer. It is as if a voice beyond yourself is whispering, "You have circled this mountain long enough. Rise up and claim the blessing that has been prepared for you." Let that call echo through your spirit, fueling you with the courage to embrace this financial breakthrough without hesitation or shame. If your heart burns with agreement at these words, pause and type 777 in the comments. Each digit stands for the perfection of timing, the acknowledgement of supernatural orchestration, and the absolute conviction that your time is now. Do not brush this off as mere repetition. See it as marking milestones in your journey of faith. Each time you comment, you strengthen an invisible bridge that carries you from doubt into a realm of limitless possibilities. Chosen one, the brilliance of what is happening in your life is that it is not dependent on the economy, political climates, or the whims of other people. While the world around you may ebb and flow, you are tethered to a source that is unchanging, endlessly creative, and always benevolent. This tether does not deny reality, it transcends it. Yes, you still live in a world where finances can be unpredictable, but your foundation is now built on an unshakable rock. That means when storms come, they no longer have the power to uproot you. They merely water the seeds of faith, causing them to grow into an even stronger harvest of blessings. Consider how your perspective is shifting. Where once you might have felt envy toward those who seem to coast through life with abundant resources, you now feel inspired. Their abundance no longer feels threatening. Instead, it serves as evidence that the river of provision flows and never runs dry. You catch yourself daydreaming not just about paying off debts, but about expanding your business, sowing into meaningful projects, and leaving a legacy that stretches beyond your lifetime. The dreamer in you is awake, fueled by the certainty that what you imagine you can achieve with divine partnership. If you sense that creative spark kindling within you, affirm it right now by typing 777 once more. See each keystroke as a declaration that you will no longer apologize for thinking big. You will not hide your aspirations for fear of seeming arrogant or unrealistic. Instead, you will wear them proudly, like a crown that signals your royal status in the unseen kingdom of overflow. Chosen one. Be prepared for an acceleration that defies all logic. As you embrace this breakthrough, do not be startled if offers come your way from unexpected places, if money appears from sources you had long forgotten, or if old debts are suddenly cancelled or reduced. Miracles of provision often disguise themselves as coincidences, but when you are attuned to the supernatural, you recognize them for what they are, tangible expressions of grace. Welcome them with a grateful heart, and do not shy away from testifying about them. Your story has the power to ignite faith in others, to open their eyes to the possibility that they too can experience a financial turning point. Some people in your circle may question the authenticity of your breakthrough, insisting that you must have done something to deserve it. Their skepticism arises from the mindset that everything has to be earned strictly by merit. In contrast, you understand that while hard work and discipline are important, there is also a favor that goes beyond human effort. This favor elevates you above the fray, placing you where you need to be at precisely the right time. Grace is not about bypassing responsibility or effort. It is about multiplying the impact of your actions beyond what you alone could achieve. If this resonates with you, if you have tasted that undeniable boost that has brought you this far, type 777 yet again. Let your heart fill with gratitude for the loving hand that has been guiding your steps long before you ever recognized it. Looking back, you might see that every moment of despair you endured was, in fact, a setup for your testimony to shine even brighter once your breakthrough arrived. The darker the night, the more brilliant the dawn. Chosen one. Prepare to walk in a new confidence, one that does not hinge on bank balances or job security, but on the assurance that you are walking in your purpose. When this financial release becomes evident, it will not just pad your pockets, it will enlarge your vision for what can be accomplished in your lifetime. You will find doors opening into realms of influence where you can make decisions that affect not just your own welfare, but the welfare of entire communities. This is the weight and wonder of true prosperity. It empowers you to be an agent of transformation. At the same time, remain attentive to the small nudges that direct your path. Wealth obtained without wisdom can slip away as quickly as it arrives. Keep your heart humble and your ear inclined to the insights that come from above. If you feel prompted to pivot your career, explore a business collaboration, or invest in a certain sector, do not ignore that whisper. The alignment of faith and action is the runway on which your newfound blessings will land smoothly. Keep your eyes open for mentors, allies, and divine appointments, for they will appear with increasing frequency in this next phase of your journey. If you sense that excitement tinged with reverence for the path ahead, type 777 once more. Each time you do, you are recommitting to staying awake and aware, ready to move when opportunity knocks. No longer will you freeze in analysis paralysis or cower in fear of failure. You recognize that even if something does not turn out exactly as planned, there are lessons to be gleaned that will guide you to even greater heights. Chosen one. Let your mind wander to the day you finally stand on the other side of this breakthrough. You have paid off your debts, your monthly bills are covered with ease, and you have more than enough to invest, to save, and to give. The swirl of worry in your thoughts is replaced by a steady calm. You look in the mirror and see someone who has been refined by adversity. Someone whose eyes no longer dart nervously when money is discussed. You have become, through grace and perseverance, a benefactor, someone with the means and the heart to uplift others. Yet do not wait for that day to walk in confidence. Begin now. Let your speech reflect your new reality. Where you once spoke words of limitation, I can't, I don't have enough, maybe one day, you now speak from the standpoint of victory. I will, I have more than enough. This is happening now. Words carry creative power. Each time you consciously choose to speak in alignment with abundance, you strengthen the magnetic pull that draws resources to you. This is the essence of calling things that are not yet visible as though they were visible, a principle as old as time itself. If your tongue is itching to declare these truths, type 777 again, as if you are warming up that part of you that shapes your reality through language. Do not underestimate the synergy between what you believe in your heart and what you declare with your mouth. When the two align, the veil of impossibility lifts, and you step into a zone where miracles become your new normal. Chosen one, be ready for a transformation in how you handle money. As the breakthrough manifests, you will want to elevate your financial literacy. Seek knowledge about investments, wealth management, and how to grow your finances sustainably. Think of yourself as a steward entrusted with significant assets, not just for personal comfort, but also to influence broader change. Your philanthropic side might blossom, leading you to sow into causes that resonate with your core values. Each dollar spent or invested with intention multiplies in impact, creating a ripple effect that testifies to the power of purposeful abundance. Amid all this, do not forget that relationships matter. Celebrate your breakthrough with those who supported you, but also be open to forging bonds with new individuals who can journey with you at this higher level. Inevitably, some relationships might need to be lovingly released if they cling too tightly to a scarcity mindset that no longer fits your narrative. That may sound harsh, but it is a necessary step to protect the precious gift of faith-based prosperity that you have received. You cannot afford to have the old negativities sabotage what you have prayed and fought. If the realization of this shift in your relationships resonates, type 777 again. Every stroke is a conscious choice to surround yourself with growth-minded people, ones who champion your vision rather than tear it down. You do not owe your success to anyone who tries to drag you back into the cramped space of lack. Compassion for them, yes, but agreement with their limited views, no. Chosen one, as you stand on the precipice of your financial breakthrough, dare to dream bigger. Perhaps you have been too conservative, setting goals that felt safe. Now is the time to let your spirit roam. If you could do anything without fear of lack, what would it be? Whom would you help? Where would you travel? What risks would you take for the sake of an even larger reward? Write these down, ponder them, and pray over them. This is the season to push the boundaries of what you once considered possible. Chosen one, let your imagination roam free and envision what your life will look like a year from now if you fully embrace this financial breakthrough. Picture the sense of relief you will feel each morning, waking up with a lightness in your chest instead of the nagging worry of never having enough. Imagine the smile on your face as you pay your bills, not with grim determination, but with gratitude for the consistent and ample supply that has become your new normal. Visualize the spark in your eyes when you talk about future plans, because you are no longer confined by the question, "Can I afford it?" but instead guided by the higher question, "Is this in alignment with my purpose and calling?" If that vision fills you with excitement, do not hesitate. Type 777 in the comments again. Let it be another flag planted on the road to your destiny, a tangible action in this moment that says, "I choose to believe, I choose to stand firm, I choose to celebrate the breakthrough that is already taking root." You may not see it fully yet, but seeds do their most crucial work before they ever break the surface. Right now, a subterranean miracle is happening in your finances. Moves are being made on your behalf that you will only later see manifest in real time. Chosen one, there is a unique peace that comes with the revelation that you are living under open heavens. No, that does not mean you will never face challenges, but it does mean that every challenge will bow to the force of provision that has been unleashed in your life. This peace is not complacency. It is an unshakable confidence that no matter what arises, the resources to overcome it will appear at precisely the right moment. It is the calm assurance that you are not running on fumes, but running on a limitless supply that responds to your faith and your willingness to act. Consider the story of Peter stepping out of the boat in the midst of a raging storm, eyes fixed on Jesus, walking on water by the power of his faith. The moment he looked at the waves instead of the source of his authority, he began to sink. Likewise, if you fixate on the storms, bad news, negative bank statements, old failures, you risk losing the momentum of this breakthrough. But if you keep your gaze on the one who orchestrates the overflow, you will find that the winds of adversity actually serve to solidify your testimony. You walk above what once threatened to drown you. If that rings true in your spirit, let 777 be your anchor of focus. Each keystroke says, I am choosing to keep my eyes on the promise, not the problem. This is not denial of reality. It is the affirmation of a higher reality that supersedes your temporary setbacks. You are not ignoring obstacles, you are simply declaring that they will not have the final say in your financial story. In doing so, you strip away the power of anxiety to dictate your future, reclaiming your mind and heart as territories of faith-filled expectation. Chosen one. The practical steps you take in this season will be guided by an uncanny sense of timing and insight. You will find that opportunities you might have overlooked before suddenly stand out, glowing with the potential for multiplication. Conversations that once yielded nothing will now spark new connections, leading to pathways of income you never considered. Even your natural talents, long dormant or underutilized, may start blossoming in ways that generate revenue streams you did not think possible. This is the dynamic interplay between divine favor and human action, producing results that make onlookers marvel. Still, remember that stewardship is the key to longevity in blessing. As you embrace your financial breakthrough, do not abandon the principles of wise planning. Budget effectively, invest carefully, and sow generously. The best way to ensure your breakthrough is not a fleeting season, but a sustained reality, is to treat every dollar as a seed that can yield a harvest. When you operate in the mindset of abundance with responsibility, you build a stable foundation on which you can continue to grow, year after year, blessing after blessing. If you resolve to manage your new resources wisely, type 777 again. Let it be your commitment to uniting faith and wisdom, the spiritual and the practical. Too often people receive blessings but lose them to poor decisions. You, however, are being equipped not just to obtain wealth, but to keep it, grow it, and multiply it for the glory of a purpose greater than yourself. Each comment, each affirmation is a stepping stone, taking you further from the shadows of want and closer to the light of plentiful provision. Chosen one, you may start to notice that the energy in your environment shifts as your internal beliefs transform. People who once ignored your potential may suddenly seek your collaboration. New clients, customers, or supporters may appear seemingly out of the blue. Even in your personal relationships, there could be a renewed sense of hope and partnership. This is because your financial breakthrough is not just about money. It is a catalyst for a deeper metamorphosis that touches every aspect of your life. As the waters of abundance rise, they lift every boat in the harbor of your sphere of influence. In the midst of this, stay humble and grounded. Pride can creep in when success arrives, causing you to forget the journey that brought you here. Remember the lessons learned in the valley of struggle and keep them close to your heart. They will anchor you when the winds of prosperity blow. They will remind you that every gift, every moment of favor is not merely a reward, but an invitation to impact the world around you. As your finances bloom, let your character shine even brighter, allowing gratitude and compassion to guide your decisions. If that resonates with your desire to stay rooted in the lessons of your past, go ahead and type 777 once more. Let it be your vow to honor the wisdom gained through hardship, ensuring that your newfound wealth becomes a force for good rather than a stumbling block. In this posture, you safeguard your blessing while extending a hand to those who still grapple with the chains that once held you. Chosen one, as you continue to navigate this path, remain open to the miraculous. Financial breakthroughs often come wrapped in mundane events. A routine conversation might spark the idea of a lifetime. A casual recommendation might open doors to a position you never knew existed, or a random act of kindness might set off a chain reaction of favor. Nothing is off limits to a destiny fueled by faith. By keeping your spirit attuned and your attitude expectant, you position yourself to recognize and seize every opening that aligns with your journey. Take a quiet moment each day to reflect on your progress. Journaling can be incredibly powerful. Writing down small victories, random blessings, or even challenges that you overcame. As you compile these notes, you build a personal testimony of just how faithful the promise of breakthrough can be. These written milestones serve as anchors during any future storms that might try to rattle your peace. When you look back and see the track record of provision and favor, it becomes much harder to doubt the next time adversity tries to rear its head. If this resonates with you, if you find solace in recording and celebrating each step, type 777 again as a sign that you will cherish these moments of transition. You are not merely a spectator, you are a co-creator of the narrative unfolding in your life. By acknowledging each blessing, you magnify its significance and pave the way for even greater miracles. This is the essence of living in an upward spiral of gratitude and manifestation. Chosen one, be mindful of how you speak about your finances in front of others. The words you use can either reinforce or undermine the breakthrough you are experiencing. If you are in the habit of saying things like, "I'm broke," or "I can't catch a break," replace them with phrases that align with abundance. "I'm in transition to high levels of provision," or "Opportunities are finding me everywhere I go." Such shifts in language may feel odd at first, but over time they reshape your mental framework, priming you to receive rather than repel blessings. If you are ready to stand guard over your words, ensuring they reflect the financial breakthrough that is your reality, type 777 once more. Do it with the conviction that you will no longer let negative or careless speech sabotage your blossoming success. Each spoken sentence will be carefully crafted to acknowledge the power of life and death that resides in the tongue, and you will choose life, prosperity, and endless possibility. Chosen one, let anticipation fill your days, for you are on the cusp of tangible proof that your breakthrough is not just an idea, but a living, breathing experience. Check your mailbox with expectancy, open your email with hope, and answer your phone with the readiness of someone who knows good news is always near. This is not naive optimism, it is faith in action, faith that has legs and refuses to sit idly by while doubt tries to creep in. By consistently acting on the premise that your financial miracle is here, you expedite its full manifestation. And when it does show up, when the finances shift from scarcity to surplus, when the job offer comes through, when the business finally takes off, celebrate wholeheartedly. Tell the story. Let others see the glow of what happens when an ordinary person stands on an extraordinary promise. You never know who needs that encouragement, who might be holding on to hope by a thread. Your testimony can breathe life into them, sparking their own journey toward breakthrough. Chosen one, if you want to declare once and for all that your financial breakthrough is not a distant prophecy but a current event, type 777 one last time for this segment. Let it stand as the exclamation point on this chapter of Revelation, a shout into the universe that says, "I see it, I believe it, and I receive it now." You have moved from wishing to knowing, from waiting to celebrating, and from fear to unwavering trust in the good that is unfolding.